of the show where we have our special guest, and this week is no exception. He is the head monologue writer for Conan. You've seen him on Letterman. As a matter of fact, many of his jokes were in the White House Correspondents' Dinner just last night. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Brian Kiley!
Last night was a big night for me. I have to say, it was very exciting to hear Conan do one of my jokes in front of the president about Al Roker shitting his pants. That was a dream come true. I moved out to Los Angeles a couple of years ago, and I'm still adjusting. I found out this recently, I'm not making this up. I found out that one of the dads from my daughter's soccer team is a porn star. And that's not what bothered me. The fact that my wife recognized him. That was a concern. Happily married, I know that I'm lucky because 50% of married people say that they're unhappily married. This is according to a poll I took earlier tonight at my house. What's her problem? My wife's an amazing woman. She knows a lot about wine. Like, she knows which wine goes with which breakfast cereal. I call my wife Pumpkin because she always gets smashed around the holidays. When I first met my wife, I didn't think I had a shot with her at all because she was just so pregnant. That's not normally my type. But I'm much more cynical than my wife. Like, I don't believe in ghosts or the G-spot or any of that nonsense. I haven't seen it. I found today that my wife's parents are coming to visit, and my wife hasn't mentioned anything yet. I can just tell from the way the animals in my neighborhood are behaving. Oh, something's up. We were married for 20 years. There's still this tension between her father and me. He's always giving me a look like, you're having sex with my daughter. And I'm always giving him a look like, barely. And I thought I had a morbid streak until I met my wife. Like, I think about my own death sometimes. She thinks about my death constantly. That's all she talks about. My daughter's the go-getter of the family. Last week, my daughter made $4,000 selling Girl Scout cookies. She hung out outside a medical marijuana clinic. Did very well. My aunt has her medical marijuana card to help her cope with her heart murmur. And I think she's getting a little paranoid. She's thinking her heart's murmuring about her. Well, they're coming to get her. I don't know who does the sound effects here. Amazing. So, at my kid's school, there was a lice outbreak. It wasn't me. Just kind of off the hook. So, my wife is the one that talked me into shaving my head. She said I look much younger, and I do. I now look like I'm a week old. Wasn't really what I had in mind. So we have 2 kids. We're very fortunate. A few years ago, my wife and I, we were told that we were unable to have children by our landlord. My kid's getting older. My son is going through puberty. He's moody. He's self-absorbed. He's obsessed with sex. Apparently, I'm also going through puberty. And you want your kids to be perfect, and they're not. My wife told me today my daughter's been shoplifting, so now I have to deal with that. I'm going to wait until after my birthday. I could use a new watch. And we found out my daughter has a fake ID, but you know, we live in Hollywood, so her ID actually claims she's 3 years younger than she is. Not too worried. But, my son's 15 now. He's very mature, I have to say. He's always being tried as an adult. It's a good sign. So, I grew up in the suburbs, in a neighborhood that was not very tough at all. Even our school bully was only passive aggressive. He wouldn't take you to lunch, just go, "You're going to eat all that?" So my dad's a therapist. He's actually my therapist. So once a week I go to his office and I talk about my childhood. Well, he goes, "No. That's not what happened." One thing that's helped us, about a year ago, we used to do something called family night. We set aside one night a week for each of us to spend the night with a different family. To kind of break up the monotony. I tell you, when my grandfather came to this country from Ireland in search of a better life. Then my grandmother tracked him down and put a stop to that. Kind of nipped that in the bud. We always call my grandfather Poppy because of his opium. Kind of a problem. But I've done some research. It turns out I'm super Irish. Even my blood type is O'. I'm one of 5 kids, and when my wife and I were dating and I told her I was one of 5 kids, she's like, "Whoa, don't get any ideas. We are not having sex 5 times." My brother's wife suffers from something called restless leg syndrome. She took off about 6 months ago. She's got 2 restless legs. I finally got a GPS. I got the cheapest one they had. It's just a woman's voice telling me to pull over and ask for directions. The world today. So there's so much sex on TV, especially when I'm home alone. I can't get anything done. Very different. Now, I say that the first time I saw my wife naked, I was shocked and discovered that she had a tattoo. And she doesn't seem like the tattoo type, you know. She had a tattoo that said, Coachella 2013. I have a lot of problems. I have that problem with sometimes in the middle of the night I'll stop breathing, and it's not sleep apnea, it's the other one where your wife's holding a pillow over your face. What do you call that one? I don't understand the world today. My dad was having some health problems, so they go to the urologist. The doctor asked him to bring in a sperm sample. He asked my 80-year-old dad to bring in a sperm sample. So my dad brought in my younger brother. It didn't say it had to be fresh. And I love my brother, but he's not the brightest guy in the world. He had heart surgery last year, so a few weeks later he asked his doctor, "When can I have sex?" His doctor said, "If you can walk up a flight of stairs, you can have sex." My brother said, why? Who's up there? My wife would have made a terrific doctor, actually. She's great at keeping naked people waiting. When we were first married, during sex, she would yell out the name of her old boyfriend. But the weird thing is, his name was also Brian, so she would yell out, Brian, not you, the other Brian. You guys had a lot of fun. Thanks.